per purchase, 10 blah, 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 10 points per dollar. Hey everyone, today we have Hermes. We have the new Hermes Silky Lipstick Shines. Now, I am going to compare them to a whole bunch of other shiny lipsticks, but this is not going to be an in-depth review. I'll have an updated review where I do direct comparisons and talk about the difference in the amount of product versus the price point versus what stays on better and all of those good things. But today I will do comparisons on my arm so you can see it against Sisley and Yves Saint Laurent and Mario and Chantecaille and all those good things. So I'll do an update video where it has all the details about all that good stuff. I'll give you the basics today. We'll put them on the lips. We'll talk about what I think. And just really quickly to let you know what's on my face, I did take the Sarah Creal. This is the Moisture Source, and the Sarah Creal, this can be used in multiple ways. It's a flexible product, so it's called Face Flex. It can be used as a concealer, but it's kind of heavy for just a concealer. So what I did is I put the oil on and then I blended this in. It looked phenomenally good with these two together. If this is a product that you think is like a little bit too heavy for you, take the oil, the Moisture Source, mix it with this, either by putting the oil on first and then just, putting this on and doing a brush, or mixing it on your hand or whatever you want. But you can see I do not have a highlighter on. I do not have any primer that has any glow in it, any of that. I did not use my Clé de Peau, blah, 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 blah. So it does really leave a beautiful dewy finish, these two together. And I think the Sarah Creal products are excellent. I also have on the Sarah Creal mascara, which is a tubing mascara. So if you're somebody who has problems with transfer under your eyes or on your eyelids, tubing mascara is the way to go. And the Sarah Creal one is actually quite good. And again, meant for more mature skin, and it's excellent. The rest of the stuff on my face is Hermes. I have on the Rose Hale, I think it's called Rose Hale. Yep, Rose Hale, I have on the Rose Hale Silky Iridescent Powder. This is the one that went in stock, went out of stock, couldn't find it anywhere, now it's in stock. Anyway, I do have this as almost like a bronzer on my face because I feel like that's how it works best on me. It's it's very pretty. It's a very pretty blush. My point was that it is very expensive. It's $110 or something along those lines. And it was difficult to get. And I don't think the formula is that different than their old satin blush formula. I think it's actually very similar. Price per ounce it becomes difficult. Depends on how you buy. Price per ounce, technically it is cheaper than, say, a Saint Laurent blush, but I like the Saint Laurent blushes more personally, especially the satin ones. Even the matte ones though, I really, really like. I like cream to powder blushes more than I like this formula. Again, I think it's good, but I just don't think it's great. It is 0.63 ounces, so there is a lot in here. However, if you are fair like I am and you like a rosy kind of reddish bronze, this actually looks quite good the way that I used it. So I kind of used it like this, as a contour strap slash bronzer slash blush. And then a little bit around here and on my nose to give you that sort of sun-kissed look. That, I think it works really, really well. So that's where I would say, although I don't love it as a blush, as an all over kind of summer thing, I really like it, which is something that, I've played with to get to. So again, I wouldn't necessarily say just for blush purposes that I like it better than others, but as this sort of bronzy, reddish, summer, fake burn kind of thing, that I really like. And then on my eyes, I have the Face and Eyes Illuminating Powder. This I do not like as a highlighter because it doesn't work on me. It's too deep and it looks brassy and it accentuates texture. However, on my eyes, it looks amazing. Love it as an eyeshadow. So if you really want this and you saw it on my face and were like, yeah, but you want it for your eyes. It's fantastic for your eyes. So just putting that out there. And then I have the pencil, the Hermes pencil in Brun Ecore. And I've mentioned these pencils several times. It seems to me that some are great and some are terrible in regards to formula. I do not know why. This one, the one I have, works really, really well. It's incredibly easy to use. It's very pigmented. It stays on. So again, I don't know what to tell you there, but mine is great. So I'm happy I have it because I use it all the time and I think it's a great color and it definitely stays on. So I'm not going to suggest you go out and buy them because some seem great and some don't, but mine is excellent. So, and that's the Brun Ecore shade. Okay, so that is everything on my face today. Now let's get to the lip products. So there are 3 limited edition shades. There is Beige Halo, which is number 12. There's Orange Flash, which is number 28. And there's Rose Gelatine, which is number 30. They are all in beautiful limited edition packaging. And I think depending on the color choice, you know, it looks to me like the Rose Gelatine is the deepest of all of them. It looks like it has a lot more pigment. The Beige Halo is the lightest and it's the beige line, so it's got that kind of pinky beige color. It doesn't have a ton of pigment. You'll see it on me today. I'll use that one first. I really do want to get the Orange Flash, and I think I probably will at this point. Spoiler, I think these are really nice. I think these are very similar to their rest of their brilliant, you know, line, but I do enjoy the Hermes lipsticks. The mattes, the satins, the brilliants, I do think they're very good. It just is a question of price. These are extremely pricey. So, you know, that's something you have to decide if that's what you want to spend or can you spend. These are at Nordstrom right now. They're at other places. There will be sales. Nordstrom will also have a 10-point per purchase, 10 blah, 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 10 points per dollar. I think it starts March 7th. So something to keep in mind in case, you know, you want to get points and you turn those into dollars. This bag is different than the normal bag for Hermes. It's like an orange and white little bag, and the packaging is different. This one is the Beige Halo. The Orange Flash, it looks like has, what color's on the bottom? Like a lavender bluish color and a green. And then the Rose Gelatine has like a green orange kind of thing. You know, I might buckle and buy the other 2, so we'll see. But at the moment, I have the Beige Halo. So I'm going to put that one on first. This is what this looks like. You can see the packaging is the same as the other Hermes lipsticks, except it's thinner. It's got a thinner bullet and they're refillable. So I assume at some point we will see the refills, but these are limited edition. So you can keep the case and put the other refills in. As I said, not much of a pigment. It's pretty light. My lips are not that pigmented, so I would say on somebody who has very pigmented lips, it's not going to show up. That's just my 2 cents, but it doesn't look like it will show up. So just it. It is $81. Yes, I said $81. $81. And that is for the limited edition shades. And these are summer of 2025. It is a perfume, although I don't see it in the ingredients. Oh, here it is. It's the bottom of the top third of the ingredients. It is a perfume. I love the scent of these. I love the scent of the Hermes lipsticks, but if somebody doesn't want perfume in your product, you're not going to like it because it does have a perfume in it. And you can definitely smell it. And then the regular line, the Silky Lipstick Shines, are $77. And there are quite a few shades. I have been told that there are different ones available in different places. I don't know. Similar to what's happening with the Saint Laurent blushes and the and pretty much everything. I don't know why they do that, but they do. The bags, again, are different for these. They have like a red end cream instead of the burlap looking shades, the more tan, the more brown shades. And they have the same packaging as, again, the lipsticks, but it is a thinner bullet. There is raspberry leaf extract, sesame seed extract, obsidian plant oil, white mulberry, which is nourishing and protecting. The seed extract is smoothing and softening, and the raspberry leaf extract is hydrating and plumping, at least according to Hermes. Who knows? It's supposed to be inspired by the luster of Hermes's silk, which, I mean, it does have a very silky texture. It is quite beautiful. Again, I think for the price point, you can definitely get something similar for, you know, much less money. It is a 12-month shelf life. And is there anything else here? Made in Italy. Okay, so we're looking at the new ones. This is how they look. And here's the limited edition packaging. Here is the shiny lipstick, the Brilliant Shiny Lipstick that came out last year. I think it was last year. This is how the packaging looks for last year's. And if you notice, it looks more like the regular lipstick. It's a little bit thicker, right? It's got the same ability to switch them out, but it looks like the matte lipsticks or the satin lipsticks. So although the older ones were called Brilliant Shiny Lipsticks, and these are called Brilliant Silky, no, these are Silky Lipstick Shines, sheer color, I think the formulas are very similar. I don't get the impression that they are different. If I look at the sides of the old lipstick, the Brilliant Shiny Lipstick here, it says Shiny Lipstick, Sheer Color, Hydration, Radiance, and Comfort. And if I look at the new ones, it says Silky Lipstick Shine, Sheer Color with Buildable Integrity, Balmy Texture with Smoothing and Hydrating Properties. So I think the new ones are more hydrating and have more products in them to keep your lips hydrated and shiny and balmy. But I don't get it that the formula is that different or that the look is that different. Because when I look at these two, here's the new, here's the old one, here's the new one. They look very similar in their finish. Now, the new one actually has a little less pigment, but that might be just this shade. We'll look at the others. But you see what I mean? It looks very, very similar. The other thing that I find really interesting is that on the Brilliant Shiny lipsticks, the older ones, these thicker ones, they are 0.09 ounces, and these are 0.10. There's actually more in here. So, I mean, I don't know what that says necessarily, except to say you're actually getting more than you were before. So I don't think that's a bad thing. But anyway, so just so you know, you're actually getting more product than the thicker tubes. The shades that I picked up a number of shades that you're not going to be totally shocked that are kind of shades that I would like. So the first one I picked up is Brun de Ombre, which is shade 15. And this has definite sparkle in it, in my opinion. Doesn't say that anywhere, but when you put it on, you'll see what I'm talking about. It looks like it has like a sparkle to it. Then I have Beige Midi, which is shade 12, which has more of this orange, which I think is going to be more like the orange shade in the limited edition, although I'm not absolutely sure because I don't own it. So that's the thing about the Hermes. When it says beige, it's probably not beige, it's probably orange. And then because it doesn't mean beige. And then I have the Rose Rose Boise, which is number 48. I did not get Beige Tan number 16, although I really do want it, but I was like, Jennifer, you have tons of tan lipsticks, so I will get it eventually. And it's part of the permanent shade collection, so I figured, okay. So anyway, this is Rose Boisé or Bois. No, it would be Bois, right? Because B-O-I-S is Bois. Bois. Rose Bois. Then I have this one, which is Beige Midi. And then I have this one, which is Brun d'Ambre. And then this is the new one. This is Beige Halo, Brun Halo. And then this is the old one, which was called, I think, Orange Coral Parasol. Coral Parasol. All right, so I will try all of those on for you so you can see what they look like on my lips. I have on, at the moment, as you saw me putting it on, the Beige Halo. Okay, let's do number 12, Beige Midi next. That is Beige Midi. So definitely has more of a coral kind of shade. All right, so we did the beige. Now let's do the Brun. This is Brun Ombre. And like I said, this has like sparkle to it. It looks similar to the Beige Halo, but this one has a little bit more pigment. And like I said, there's like a sparkle to this one. But they're very similar in shade, in my opinion, on my lips. So I did a beige, a Brun in the regular line, and now I'm gonna do one of the roses. The Rose Bois. And if you're wondering why I don't look it up on my phone, I don't have my phone at the moment. My sister stole my phone to go do something on my phone. So anyway, this is the Rose, which I think is Bois, but like I said, I know Bois is B-O-I-S, and this has an E on the end, so French speakers out there, tell me what I'm doing wrong. All right, of the three shades, I like them all, but I think I like this one the best, to be honest. I know I'm not a pink girl, but I really like this shade. I thought I might. So the formula all feels the same. I don't feel a difference in formula, except to say the Brun Ombre definitely has sparkle in it. Like there's little pieces of sparkle when I took it off. I got it all off, but there's definitely some sparkle in there. And again, I would look on my phone, but I don't have my phone. So maybe it says there's some, but there's definitely sparkle in Brun Ombre, which I think is interesting. It's not like glitter. It's just a little bit of sparkle, and it does look really pretty. The formula, though, is the same in all of these. It's a sheer, glossy balm that feels very similar to many other products that I own. So let's just take a look here and see if we notice a difference. So again, I will have more updated videos because I always do that. I always give you an updated video, in a couple weeks about like where I think, things are in my thought process of how much I like something or how much I don't. So let's not take the beige, the Brun Ombre, because I think that one is a little bit different because it has the sparkle. Let's take the rose. And if I put it on my arm, you'll notice that it has more pigment than it looks like on my lips. And that's because everybody's lips has some pigment. I mean, like, I don't have a ton of pigment in my lips, but there's something there. It's not as pale as my arm is. I think it's a little buildable, but it's still sheer. I mean, this is not something that you're gonna reach for when you're looking for like an opaque lipstick. This is a sheer shiny lipstick, which is right up my alley. Like that's what I love. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. All right. So here's the Makeup by Mario. This is Bare Glow. I like the Makeup by Marios. The thing I don't like about the Makeup by Marios is they're twist up and then you can't twist them back down. So that bugs me, but I do like the formula and it's very thick, definitely thicker than these. Has a glossier finish. Then we have the Charlotte Tilbury's, which again are click up, no click down. They have a lot more pigment, but they also, I would say, they're more like, so the Makeup by Marios are glossier. a little goopier. I like them, but they are like a little goopier. Whereas the Charlotte Tilbury's have a lot of pigment and are pretty glossy. They're actually a really nice formula. I don't hear people talk about them very often. Maybe they just don't like the way they wear. This is a Flash from Chanel, which is one of my favorites. I love the Flash formula, personally. This is shade 134 Lust. I think it has a very, very similar finish to these Hermes. Very similar, like very, very close. Here's a Chantecaille. This is a Lip Chic, not a Veil. The Lip Chics have more pigment, a little bit more like the Charlotte Tilbury's. One of my favorite products of all time. Then I have the By Terry's. Definitely sheerer, more balmy formula. I would say the By Terry's do have a very similar finish, but they look more like the sheer colors that, like the Halo, for example. Let's put the Halo here for a second. See what I mean? Yeah, it's more like the Halo's finish. It's lighter. Yeah, very similar actually to the Halos. So yeah, the By Terry's are similar too. And I love the By Terry's. We have the Sicily. This is in cocoa, right? Yeah, sheer cocoa. I'd say the Sicilies are more like, they have a little bit more of pigment. Not a ton more, but a little more. But very similar finish. I'd say the Hermes, the Chanel's, Sicily's, very, very similar. It's interesting. Chantecaille's. You get where I'm going here, right? The Yves Saint Laurent Love Shine. The Love Shines are a little bit thinner, more liquidy, but about the same amount of pigment, I'd say. And last but not least are the Sukus. Now, I love the Sukus, the glazed lipsticks. I think they're phenomenally good. They are harder to get because they're, you know, not in the US, but they have a gorgeous finish. They really do. And I'd say they have a little bit more pigment than the others, but, you know, it's very similar to the Flash, which is very similar. Yeah, they're all very similar, guys, is what I'm trying to tell you here. And the only ones that stand out to me that are very different when I look at these two is I would say that the Makeup by Mario's are a little bit more goopy, a little bit more glossy, like a lip gloss. And the Charlotte Tilbury's are the same. They're a little bit more of a lip gloss, but they are very pigmented. Very, very pigmented actually for a gloss. But the rest of them have a very similar finish. You know, it's shiny, it's beautiful, it's emollient, it looks really good on. The Lip Chics from Chantecaille, the Sicily lipsticks, Beverly Hills is one of my favorites of all time. The Cocoa is also lovely. The Lip Flashes, the Sukus, I love all of these. So I will do a more in-depth, and when I say in-depth, what I need to do is wear it throughout the day and see how it wears compared to these others. I think the finishes are going to be, you know, there'll be an infinitesimal difference between the finish. One will be a little thicker or a little thinner or a little more opaque or, you know, a little bit more shiny, whatever, but they're going to be very similar. The difference will be, how do my lips feel after 8 hours? Does it settle in the corners of my lips quickly or slowly? When it fades, how does it fade? All of those things. And honestly, that just takes time. I just have to wear them continuously in different weathers and different times of the day and see, you know, eat with them and see how it works. At least you have an idea now how they look on the lips. So you have those 4 shades. There are more shades that I want to buy, and I'm definitely looking forward to getting more of the limited edition ones, but at least you know the price point, the size, how they differ from the old ones, and what they look like compared to some others that are favorites. So if you have any questions, certainly let me know, but there will be more to come. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. Hope to see you in another video really soon.